Okay, so now we know how to get the word from our user. We're going to get that through argparse. That's going to come to us as a single positional argument. And we know how to get the character, the first character of that word, by looking at the 0th element of the word. And we know to look at the lowercase version so that we only have to check lowercase versions of the characters to see if it's a vowel. So now the question is, how can we choose the article based upon that? So we can use conditional branching with an if statement. So if something, we're going to, if some condition is true, we want to do some action. So if it's true that the word at the 0th character, when we look at it in lowercase, is in A, E, I, O, U, then we're going to do something. The article is going to be equal to an. So if it's true that the article, that the first letter is a vowel, then the article that we select should be an. Else, the article should be a. And now we need to choose, we need to use the article. So here, it needs to be plus article. And then we need to put a space in between. There. So that is one way to write this program. Let's see if it works. We pass in frigate, a frigate off the larboard bow. Fantastic. Let's pass in octopus. An octopus off the larboard bow. Well, this is looking pretty promising. Will this work? Let's run make test and see if it passes. Passing all the consonants, upper and lowercase. Hey, that worked. So this program works just fine. Next, let's talk about how we could shorten this up a little bit. So here we have article, article, article. So we've had to write the word article 3 times. It actually could be pretty easy to make a mistake, like let's say we misspell article here. And I would ask you before I run this, will this run? Will this compile? Is that going to be an error that will prevent the program from even running? Well, let's find out. Octopus, an octopus. Okay, great. That seems to work. A frigate. Oh, well, look at that. It did not print anything when it was a consonant. And let's run make test. And we see it does not pass our test with the consonant. It was expecting a brigantine off the larboard bow, and it got nothing here. No article whatsoever. And so you should ask yourself, why did that not work? Well, let's look at our problems here. And it says unused variable article. So Pylint is saying that we've declared that we're using it, that we've assigned a value to an article, this misspelled word, but we're never using it. So it's saying that looks like something that could be a problem. But Python itself did not find that to be such a serious problem that it wouldn't run. So if you're not using tests and you're not using tools like Pylint or Flake 8, then you're going to be missing bugs like this. So how could we get around saying the word article so many times? Well, we could, for instance, give it a default value of a, and then we only change it to an if it's the case that the article is that the word does start with a vowel. Let's see what it looks like if I run the test on this. Looking pretty promising. Fantastic. So that's a slightly shorter way of writing this. I'd like to show you the shortest way possible to write this, and that is with an if expression. So here I will only have to mention the word article once. So here I'm saying choose an if the first character, lowercase, is in A, E, I, U, else choose A. Let's run that to try our tests. And you see here, I keep refactoring the program. I've made the program work, but then I said, oh, I think I can write that better. and I changed the program, and then I ran the tests, and each time I'm being assured that my program is still working correctly. So this is called an if expression. So an if statement, the way that we wrote it first, like this, takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code. We can actually write that on one single line of code. And one of the things I really like about this is, let's say I forget the else. You should ask yourself, will that run? Is that such a serious problem that that Python won't even run? And the answer is yes. This won't even compile. So it's one of the reasons why I prefer using an if expression, is because it's not even valid syntax if I forget the else. And I have forgotten it before, so it's been nice for Python to catch that kind of an error. So the way that this works is the if statement basically is kind of turned around. Here's the if char in AEIOU. This is called the predicate. So if the predicate or the test is true, it's going to return this value. This, if true, else, this is the value that will be returned if the predicate is false. Next, we'll talk about how else we could format the output string.